one where it's just like you might have a boundary here. So which one do you think looks right?
I think A.
Yeah, A is absolutely right. So do you know when you would use these other options?
For the comma, like, it would stop a sentence or, like, pause a sentence and then go forward. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you this note here, right? So there's different punctuation options. I mean, so you have a period, right? This is going to be end of a sentence. You have your exclamation mark. It's going to be like surprising, exciting, etc. You know. And again, it's the end of the sentence as well. And then you have your question mark, which, you know, that's obvious. Like, it's a question.
Yeah.
And it's the end of a sentence again, right? So these are your only three options for ending a sentence. Let's say, actually, let's do it like this: end of sentence punctuation, and period, just like a regular sentence.
All right.
And then you also have like mid-sentence punctuation, and that's going to be your comma, which is sort of like creating a pause. You can be like separating two clauses with a conjunction. Actually, I'll give you some options here, because commas are the most complicated one. We're probably spending the most time on them. So you can just be like creating a pause. You can be separating two independent clauses using a conjunction. Conjunctions are like for, and, nor, but, or, words like that. They have this word for them called fanboys, which is how you remember them. You know, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And so an example of a comma like this would be like, I love reading, but Alicia prefers video games. Okay, here they're just like reviewing clauses with you. We just talked about this. Independent clauses, it can function as a standalone, not an independent clause, because we call that a dependent clause. Complete subject is a great sense subject verb, complete idea. I didn't make this up. They want you to know it too. The subject and verb can be separated by two commas or none, but never just one. The page is still blank. The page is so you can see how this kind of thing would be wrong, right?
Yeah.
If you're using a comma, it's like you're often ending up with like you're putting a whole phrase there, and then the phrase is contained by the comma. Okay. So yeah, let's do this example. I think this one's gonna be pretty easy too. Generations of mystery and horror blank have been influenced.
Yeah, definitely A.
Yeah, definitely A again. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Okay, let's look at this one. So now you're gonna need to use some form of punctuation. This is a little harder. Okay. Polyphenols or organic compounds that, among their many roles, provide pigment.
I think C. Cause like it's showing like a pause in between like among and like compounds.
Yeah, that among their many roles.
Yeah.
And C is right, so you got it just by sounding it out. But if you wanted to double check with yourself, you would say, okay, well, dash not right. It's not like, because dashes also are often paired with another dash later down the line, you know? Semicolon, why is it not B, the semicolon?
Because there's like it's not really explaining like any list.
No. Let's look back at it. Semicolon is always you're combining two independent sentences.
Oh, okay.
Pushing together two independent sentences. So you can always know so it's only going to be a semicolon if those two sentences can stand on their own.
Oh, okay.
And you can just look at it, right? So if your sentence was polyphenols or organic compounds that, semicolon. Is that a sentence that works on its own?
No.
No, right? Like polyphenols are organic compounds, that could be a sentence on its own.
Yeah.
But polyphenols are organic compounds that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then C we said was right, and then D, the colon. Yeah, it's not a list, and it's not a explanation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be a colon. So yeah, you got it exactly right. Yeah, you can have a pair of M dashes or a pair of commas, but you can't mix and match. So here you can see the and then you can see the comma like separates out. Then you have the paired commas, right? And then it's like just separating out this little phrase.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's try one that's a little harder. Photosynthesis. More plants. Photosynthesis is the mechanism by which plants use sunlight to turn carbon dioxide and water into nutrients. Is fueled in part by an enzyme called photosystem. What do you think there?
It would be A. Because, like, a dash, like...
Yeah, I agree. Dash doesn't really make sense. Into nutrients, dash is fueled. Doesn't really make sense. How about C? Why do you turn away from C?
Cause, like... It's like, it's showing, like, some sort of combination to make the sentence go forward.
Yeah, but it's, so unfortunately it is C here. To think about this is you only have, so this is why it's actually kind of important to think about the independent clause, like how many clauses you have. Because here, what you notice is that there's only one idea actually happening. There's this really long thing in the middle, so it feels like it's more. But you can just take out this whole thing in the middle and see that it's really just photosynthesis is fueled in part by an enzyme. And that's just like the one subject and the one verb. And so then, right, so you can see here's the subject, here's the verb, and then by an enzyme. That's the complete idea. So you can't have just one comma in an independent clause, and so you need two of them. It must be correct. It's like in this case, the commas are like, you want to think of them like parentheses in a way. So that's like another sort of good way to cheat this. Cool. So let's take a look at a couple more examples before our time's over. So the artist Roxana Swensel's sculpture, Mud Woman Rolls On, consists of 5 human figures made of plain... Okay. The arrangement of the figures, according to Swensel, represents her idea that we all come from here. So what do you think is looking right here?
I know it's definitely not C and D.
Yeah, those just don't seem right at all.
I think B.
Yeah, B is right. So let's use that rule that we just learned. So does this sentence look like it's multiple clauses together, or does it look like it's just one independent clause?
Like only one idea packed together.
Yeah, like the arrangement represents her idea. The arrangement represents the idea. And so you know that it's just kind of like one idea, which means that, according to Swensel, is again, it's one of these little phrases that we're like putting in parentheses, basically. And because we're like sectioning it off, because it starts with a comma, it also needs to end with a comma. So you see, one idea, arrangement represents the idea, and so then you know that it needs the comma. Cool. And then here's what I just taught you. So sometimes, right, so that's when there's just one independent clause. Sometimes you get 2 independent clauses.
Okay.
And then that's like a hard break or a comma plus one of these fanboys transitions. Hard break would be a period, a semicolon, a colon. Page fall from their hand. You didn't give them a second off. You didn't scatter them like these. Okay. Ideas. So you can see here, right, it's using the period, the semicolon, or the colon, and these are all ways of combining 2 independent ideas. But then you can use a comma, but then if you use the comma, you gotta use one of these fanboys, for, and, or, but, or, yet. So, Paige just fell from his hand, but he hardly noticed, something like that. but connects to ICs. Great. Let's do one example. Okay. A sub-seasonal weather forecast attempts to predict weather conditions 3 to 4 weeks in advance. Its predictions are therefore more short-term than those of the seasonal forecast. So, which choice feels right here?
I know, like, it wouldn't be B or C.
So why did you think it's not B? That's correct, it's not B.
Okay, because, I feel like it could be B, but, like, for the main beginning sentence, it's, like, predict weather conditions 3 to 4 weeks in advance. It's predictions. Like, it's too, packed.
Yeah, you don't have the words for it yet. But what you're noticing is that it is two separate ideas.
Yeah.
Right? It's two independent clauses. And so you need some kind of boundary there, right? Mm-hmm. So the first complete idea, weather forecast predicts weather conditions 3 to 4 weeks in advance. That's the first idea. The second idea is its predictions are more short-term than the seasonal forecast. Mm-hmm. So because it's these two independent ideas, what do you think we're going to need? There was a punctuation we learned that connects the two independent ideas.
Okay. Oh yeah, connects. It's semicolon.
Yeah. So C is actually the right answer here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. So the first is an independent clause. The second is as well. And so then you know that. Yeah, exactly. They take out B first, and then you know that it has to use C. Mm-hmm. Comma would work, but only with conjunction. And would work, but only with the comma. You see, they're trying to be a little tricky there. So if it was in advance, comma, and its predictions are therefore more short-term, that would work. But because it's not, you gotta go semicolon.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, let's do... No, actually screw it. It's the holidays. I don't think we're gonna get through this whole thing anyway.
That's how a pro does it, y'all. This is me showing y'all my skills in the video. Ya boy is smart with it. And don't worry, there will be more because we're not finished with that. So stay tuned for part 2. I'm out, y'all. Peace. Like, comment, share, subscribe, post notifications, turn on. Let's go!